Hello and welcome to the Keiwear Show, where we talk about life, love, and the pursuit of happiness. I'm your host, Keisha Mayo, and we have a great show for you on today. I'm so excited for my guest today. Today we have gospel artist Alexandra Sayles. Welcome to the show, Alexandra, and please
Hi,
introduce
Keisha.
yourself.
How are you?
How are you
Well,
today?
I'm doing good. Well, I'm Alex Sayles, as Keisha said, or Alexandra, whatever you choose to call me. But yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Yes, and I'm so excited that you are here, and I thank you for accepting
Thank you.
my invitation. You know, when we first met, I was interviewing your pastor. Pastor,
Yes,
he's overseer now, right? Um,
Overseer,
yeah,
Overseer
overseer
Hendrickson.
Jason Hendrickson. And when we met, I mean, it was like a connection. You had such a
Yeah,
sweet spirit,
thank you.
and that's what I love. I love people that have sweet spirits. I love people that love the Lord,
Yes,
So
yes,
I really wanted to get you on the show because I know you're doing some great things now. So we'll get into that. But we're gonna start
yes.
from the beginning, and let's start off with letting the viewers know, where were you born and raised?
Well, I am born and raised from Brooklyn, New York. As we all call it, best I do or die. But that's where born and raised all my life, Brooklyn, New York.
Okay, and how was your upbringing? Were you born in the church, or were you
Um,
raised in the church?
I definitely was raised in the church
Mhm.
from the age of 3 years old up until now, and I'm 36 years old. So all my life I've been raised in the church. I remember my mom bringing us to church, and little poofy dresses and the little cotton, the socks with the little ruffles and around the shoes. But yep, born and raised. I started singing in the church as well. Yep.
That's awesome. And so, how old were you when you started singing in the church?
Well, when I first started singing, I was 3, but I started singing out in the children's choir, maybe like around 5 or 6 years old. Yeah,
Uh-huh. Oh wow! And do you
yeah.
remember your first song?
Uh, I don't. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Because normally, the other day I was just singing, and I was like, "Wow, I haven't sung this in a long time since I was a kid." And now I'm like, I don't.
So,
Mm-mm.
who was your inspiration growing up?
Uh, it was a lot. My mom played a lot of artists like Richard Smallwood and Fred Hammond. But I love Kim Burrell. I love Keiwear Shared. Those
Mhm.
two are my biggest inspiration in the gospel world. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And I know
Hmm.
you said you started singing at 3, but when was it when you realized this is something I really want to do? That I want to make a career out of this thing.
I would say maybe like around 14, 15 years old. I was always, once my friends knew that I was a singer, they had
Hmm.
me sing in all the school plays. They had me sing, opening up for the assembly. So the more and more I started singing, I was just like, wait, like, it became a passion. And I knew then it was birthed in me. My family on both sides is not only huge, but they sing, they play instruments,
Oh,
they do all kind, they write, they produce. So it's there. But when
mhm.
around like 14, 15, I knew that this is what I wanted to do, and that
Right,
I knew that I will go far.
right.
Hmm.
And Alex, so do you write as well?
I do. I
Oh,
do.
that's awesome. That's awesome. And I
I
read,
do.
we recently met, but I was reading in your bio that this is not your first song. You actually recorded
No.
something in 2017.
So
So
in
tell
20,
me that.
yep. So in 2017, I recorded my first R&B single.
Okay.
Um, One of my closest friends, she wrote the song. It's called Below Zero. That's
Mhm.
also out on all digital platforms if you guys want to take a listen.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, that was my first recording song that I put out of me
Uh-huh.
singing. Yep. And
Wow.
yeah, it was a beautiful song,
Mhm.
very beautiful.
Oh, well, I got to check that one out. But I already downloaded Move because I love Move. So we're
Thank
gonna jump into
you.
Move right now. You know,
Yes.
okay. And what was the inspiration behind that song?
So Move, shout out to my pastor, overseer Jason
Mhm,
Hendrickson, who is the writer and producer of Move.
mhm,
Move, not knowing then when he brought it to me, I immediately connected to the song.
Uh-huh.
I sat with it. I slept with it. I laid with it. I let it get into my spirit, um, and then it connected to me because where I am now in my life, and areas in my life where I need God to move and speak a
Uh-huh.
word to me, it
Mm-hmm.
just it just came together. So when we got in the studio, we just created. We put the parts together. Of course, Pastor did the put the music together, and it just became a beautiful story, and
Mm-hmm.
that's how Move became. That's how it came.
Wow, and that's awesome. So you
Hmm.
said Pastor wrote that song.
Yes, he did. He produced and wrote the song. Yeah,
That's awesome, and he gave it to the right person to sing it.
gave it to me,
Because
and I'm honored.
I heard you on I think it was the convocation, right?
Yes,
You sing it
yes.
there, and I was like, you better go.
I I think you hit me up, and I was like, thank you so much. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, I
I
was like,
I
wow, I love
And
the
that
song.
was my first time singing it live at
Mm.
our holy convocation. Yes.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the awesome thing. So now you said you write.
Hmm.
I know this is a single, but are you going to eventually work on a whole album? Are you going to do some of the writing on the album? Or you
Yes.
leave it to
So
pass?
we're actually working on my next single.
Mm-hmm.
That's in the works. We're back in the studio,
Mm-hmm.
uh, shaking and moving. Once that's done, of course, we'll push that out and do the
Mm-hmm.
same thing as we go. But then the EP will come after. And
Right.
then after the EP, we'll be doing the album. But I definitely will be writing. There'll definitely be other writers that we have
Mm-hmm.
in the camp that will be working with us, and I'm just excited
Mm-hmm.
to present more body of work to you guys. And I just can't wait for you guys to hear. It's gonna be
Listen,
good. It's gonna be
uh-huh. And
good.
I hear the excitement. And when
Yes,
God see your heart and he sees that, you doing something for him, he can't help but answer your prayer because now you're
yes,
ministering to the world and you letting them know, listen, God is gonna move on your behalf.
yes, he
Regardless
is.
of what you go through or whatever it is. If you need God to move, he'll do it, especially if it's for
Yes.
him.
If it's for
Especially if it's
him. I had
yeah.
people come to me, inbox me like, "Oh my God, you have no idea. Move has brought me from where I'm at, and this is the right song where I'm at." And I'm like, "You, it's blessing me." But I am just honored that people are being blessed by the song. No, no one has to reach out and be nice to say, "Hey, I purchased," or it's blessing me. No one. It's just nice to be nice, and I am excited and honored that the song is moving and that it's blessing not just me but everyone,
Right.
everyone.
Right. And it's an awesome feeling as well because you have so
Mm,
many people when God starts to bless you, that's when you
hmm.
find out who your real friends are. You know,
Yeah,
people hating on you and you like, listen, you don't know what I had to go through to even get here.
to
You
get
know,
here. Yeah,
just to hear the people encourage you, that should let you know,
yeah.
listen, I'm on the right track.
Yes,
I got
yes,
the right track.
yes.
And it may not have been your season or your time before, but now is the time and the season. And I'm excited to see what God is going to do for you, and the doors that He's going
Hmm.
to open. Listen, don't start me up, Alex, now.
Don't make me. Don't.
but
I receive it and believe it. Yes.
but do you ever get nervous, when you have to
Um. Honestly, I do. I
you do?
do. But once I'm in it, it just goes away. It just goes
Hmm.
away. But I do. I believe every artist or creator or whatever in the limelight, you get nervous, even if you're doing it for the hundredth time, you
Hmm.
get nervous. But once that you're in it and it clicks, it goes away. It goes away.
Right, right. And I know you've done a lot of background singing for different people. Who are some of the
Yeah.
people you've done background singing?
So I've done um, Marvin Sapp, Vashawn Mitchell. When they came here to New York, and they had like different concerts. I've done background for them. I've also done background for my pastor on his albums, even his
Oh,
last album, and a
mhm,
few other up and coming artists. CC
mhm,
Nicole, um, uh, Ayana Bloom. I've done some background with them as well. Yep.
mhm. Oh, that's awesome. And I know
Hmm.
you said, well, one of them was Kiara Shedd is one of your favorite artists.
Yes, I love
But
her.
is there anybody else you would love to collaborate with?
Let's see. I actually like what's her name? She's old school, but I love Judith McAllister.
Oh, yes,
I would love one of my
mhm.
favorite songs from her is "To Our God."
Okay.
Um, Anywhere I will go to do praise and worship, that's one of my songs I keep in the bag. I just or on my list. I love Judith McAllister. I love
Oh,
her.
okay.
Hmm
And what do you consider is your style of music?
Well, I love all genres of music,
Mhm.
so I don't really put uh, a cap on it. Because I love R&B, I love jazz, I love gospel, I love inspiration. I love it all, and
Mhm.
so my style is a little bit of everything,
Okay.
but with my creative touch to it, if that makes sense.
Yes. Yes.
Because I listen to different styles of music just to
Mhm.
get a creative thought when I'm writing.
Mhm.
Though it's gospel, though it's for the Lord, certain styles can help with the tempo of the song and where you're trying to go. So I
Mhm.
just I have a little bit of everything, but
Mhm.
I just make it my own and make sure that it has my touch to it and my
Oh,
style to it.
that's awesome. And now, Pastor Jason, when you're in the studio, do he give you free reign to make it your own, or he, being that he wrote it, did he envision it a certain way and want it that way, or he said, "Listen, let God use
he he gave me free range to an extent. He gave me free range, but I honestly I didn't want too much of the free range. Only when it came to like the ad libbing and the
it?"
background because it's his song. So I wanna do the song the way that he wrote it and the style of how he
Mhm.
wrote it. So when he presented it to me and we was in the studio, he gave it to me how it was. Of course, I did have free range,
Mhm.
to where it buttered it up more. It made it
Mhm.
more flavor. And yeah, and then we
Mhm.
went from there. But
Right.
definitely, he did give me that free range. He did.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Because there's nothing like singing a song and feeling it and doing it the way God wants you. Because, like, even sometimes when people preach, they say, I read this, but then God took me another place. You know what I
Yep. Yep.
mean? Singing. I was going to sing it that way, but then God had me do something else.
Right. He wanted me to go this way, but let's just go this way.
Right.
No, but I definitely wanted to keep the momentum of what he had created. I didn't want to take away because it's a beautiful song. It's a beautiful song, and once we added the kinks and the flavor to it, I was just in awe. I was just sitting there like, what did we just create?
Right.
So yeah, no, mm-mm.
I'm excited for you.
Thank
I'm
you, thank
excited.
you.
But Alex, because I know you have graced some of the most, but prestigious music venues. What are some of the venues you sung at? Because I know you've been, I think, BB King's and
I
different
did
places.
BB King's, Underground,
Mhm.
um, the place that was on Atlantic. I believe that was. I'm telling you the place that was on Atlantic that everybody used to go. Milk River.
Okay.
Um, and that was pretty much my circle. Like I've always go like to the underground
Hmm.
and BB King's. I did. Um, One of my friends, she had she was hosting every week
Hmm.
a open mic, and they were coming to a finale, and she was
Hmm.
like, "I gotta get you there," and I was like, "Sure, I'll do it." And she was like, "But it's at BB King's." I said, "What? What?" And then she was like, "Yes, that's where we hosted it." And I was excited. I was like, "Listen, the BB Kings, like who would not want to
Right.
step foot in BB Kings and sing there?" So that was a blessing as well. And
Right.
but there's more to come that I want to touch. There's more to
Uh-huh.
come.
And
Yes,
you will, because you're speaking it into the
yes,
atmosphere. Well, from your lips
absolutely.
to God's ears.
Yes,
And you
Keisha,
talked about,
.
yeah. And you talked about your first song being
Hmm
R&B. What
hmm
was it that made you go to gospel? You know.
So this is a funny story. No one knows the story, but I started out in a girl group.
Oh.
and it was four of us. My family, my cousin Trav, my cousin Joe, may he rest in peace, and my cousin Boogs. They started a production company called Firestorm Entertainment,
Mhm.
and it was myself and three other girls that we all were close in the church circle,
Uh-huh.
and we started out as first gospel as
Mhm.
first gospel, and then we will meet in the city at a conference table every week, like brainstorming what we're gonna do, what we're gonna sing, and our image. And then somebody said, "Well, why not we try R&B?"
Mhm.
And we stopped, we pulled, we were just like, no, because what they think about us doing R&B, we church girls, da, 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 da. And they was like, but why not? Like, the gospel, nothing to the gospel industry, but it's a little crowded. And, one
Mhm.
girl was saying that, and we was like, well, why not try it? We can't say that
Right.
why not try it? So we just changed the whole agenda of the girl group, and we became R&B. We did photo shoots. We did a video, which is on YouTube. And the girl group name was Beautiful Secret. So
Mhm.
if you do want to go on YouTube and check us out, there was like a video up there. We did one video. It wasn't
Mhm.
like we never went that far, but
Mhm.
we did one video, and so from there it went from four to three, from
Mhm.
three to two, and
Mhm.
then I just stuck it out, and I
Mhm.
stayed, and I just kept going, we kept recording, and then finally, the young lady that wrote Below Zero,
Mhm.
when she wrote it, she presented it to me as well, and I clicked with
Mhm.
that because at that time the
Mhm.
song was for me then,
Mhm.
and what I was facing there, and that's how Beautiful Secret and the R&B came. I started out in a girl group, and then
Mhm.
the girl group shifted down to just me being solo, and
Mhm.
we shifted
Right.
there.
Yeah. But do you see yourself, going back to R&B? Because you have some
um,
artists, they start off in gospel, they go to R&B,
hmm
back to gospel.
No, I think I'm gonna stay. I think I'm gonna
Mhm.
stay right here. Um, and don't get me wrong. I love the church, and there's nothing wrong with branching out to see what's for you, like I did with the R&B. But I think God has me where He wants
Mhm.
me, and that's here in the gospel. Yeah.
And where you could be more effective.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
being a fisher of men.
And the
Drawing,
fisher of men. Yes. Drawing drawing
and
them in.
drawing in your family members,
Hmm.
even drawing out unsaved loved ones,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
gotta have you where he wants you to be,
Yep.
But what advice can you give somebody who's trying to get into the industry? Because I tell you, when I first, when Pastor was putting up, about
Hmm.
move and you coming out, I mean, looking at his page and the stuff that he posts now about you is like you done walked in so many doors that people who
Mm.
normally just get a song out, it takes some time, but look how
It's
God is
moving.
opening.
Yeah,
You got it. Move. He's
it's
moving
moving.
on your behalf.
It's
You
yeah.
know. I mean,
It's moving quickly. Yeah.
yeah. Because I think I was like, look, I gotta get you on the show, and then after that, I'm like, she's here, she's there, she's there.
One this,
I
one that, and I'm grateful for it all. I can't believe what I'm seeing, and I know people. It may not seem big to them, but it's very big to me because since we put Move out, it's jumping on the charts.
yeah.
Um, I we have, I believe now 14, maybe now 16 radio stations so far that is playing the song and added to their station. So it's a blessing. It is a blessing.
Yeah,
It's a
that is
blessing.
a blessing. But is there any advice you could give someone trying to
Sure.
get into the
Yes.
industry?
So my advice would be to those who want to jump into the industry and up and coming artists, keep going, keep
Mm,
moving forward. Um, the the right timing is coming. I know sometimes we will feel like, Dad, you see others where they doing this and doing that, and you feel like, well, that should be me. You just keep going. It's
right,
coming. God has you exactly where He wants you,
right,
and your work won't go unnoticed.
right,
Just keep pushing, and most importantly, keep God first.
right,
Keep Him first. Keep Him in the center. I know sometimes we can go this way, we can go that way. Keep Him in the center, no matter what. I won't tell you that it won't be easy
Uh-huh.
because it won't be easy. That you
Right.
will get frustrated. You will want to throw in the towel, but keep going.
Right.
Your hard work will pay off. Trust me.
Now, I put a stamp on that for 100%. It's true. You know, you got to keep going. You got to keep moving, and you got to believe that it's going to happen for you.
Believe,
If
yes.
you don't believe it, then why should somebody else believe it?
Nobody else will. That's
They're
very
not
true.
gonna believe it, but you have to do it. And one thing that my partner Alan will always say is
Hmm.
you just keep doing it, because by the time they catch up, they're gonna say, "What? She did that, she did that, she did that. What? Well, where we at?" Right. But we kept moving. You don't
Yes.
stop, regardless of it looks like nobody sees, nobody comments. That's why you can't do nothing for and looking for likes and comments.
No.
We're not
Mm-mm.
gonna do that. But you
Nope.
want to know something, Alex? They watching your page though.
They
They know
are.
everything you've
They
done, what you're
are.
doing now, but they ain't gonna hit nothing. So you can't go based off of that. Just keep
No.
on moving, keep on
Keep it
encouraging,
moving. Yeah.
keep
You
on being
have
a
to.
blessing. You know,
You have
so
to. And
that
also make sure you have the right people around you that is
yes,
pushing you, that is holding you accountable.
yes,
Not no yes men. You
mm-hmm,
need people that's going to tell you the truth, tell you,
yeah,
listen, you got to do it like this. You got to do it like that. Yes, you can do it. You don't want a lot of yes men around you. And I'm
mm-hmm,
and I'm glad for the circle that I have around me. They keep me tight. They hold me accountable, and that's what's helping me to keep moving
right,
forward. That's helping me to give me the confidence to be like, oh, I can do this. I
uh-huh,
know,
mm-hmm,
I knew then, but now with the right people
mm-hmm,
in your circle that's pushing you, it's like, oh, okay,
uh-huh.
yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
So definitely.
yes, that's good. But wait, we didn't talk about something else you're doing.
Uh-oh.
The wedding band.
Yes. I am in a wedding band. Speaking of it, I just had one this past weekend. Yep.
Mhm,
The name of the band is Chevy Chevis Entertainment.
mhm,
And I've been with them for about a year and some months now. Yeah.
mhm. Oh,
And
that's awesome.
if not every weekend, every other weekend or so, we have a wedding. And we're just blessing the bride and groom and their family with our gifts and talents, whatever that they need, keeping them dancing and moving. But it's a blessing to not only be in the kingdom, but also in the marketplace.
Right. So,
Yeah.
Alex, what do you feel is your greatest accomplishment?
Uh, I would say this, doing this, putting out music that I love, that I can see winning Grammys, winning Stellars. Yeah, my music.
What mark do you want to make in life?
I just want to be, if this makes sense, I just want to be a blessing to those. I want to leave a mark that when people come in my presence or when I meet them, they just see a blessed woman. They see someone that is down to earth, but also that loves God. I don't want to make it too big and too deep. Just to be a blessed woman.
Right. And do you
Hmm.
have any regrets? Anything you wish you could have done that you didn't do musically, or?
Um, I wouldn't. I would. Well, I guess you could say regret. Sometimes you wish you had done certain things a certain way where it had made you further.
Mhm,
Sometimes you see people and you be like, "Dang, how they get how they get
mhm.
that? I could do that." But when you sit and think about it and you're like, "Wait, no, I'm where I'm supposed to be. It's okay. What's
Mhm.
for me will happen."
Right.
So that's my only take on it. Yeah.
Yeah. And you could be doing the same thing somebody else doing, but you
Hmm.
could be more effective at it.
Yeah, you have to have the grace.
People, regardless of what you're doing. That's why it doesn't make sense to cover somebody else's gift and
Yeah,
God is giving them, because you won't have the same effect. you
yeah.
know?
And what people got to realize is you have to be. We look at other people and what they're doing, but we don't know what it took for them to get there. And not only that, are you graced to do what they're doing?
Yes, yes.
Because you may want it, and then when you get it, it's like, dang, I didn't know it took all this. Like I thought it was just because you're only seeing what they want you to see. But are you graced to
Right.
do that performance? Are you graced to go where he or she is going? And
Right.
if you're not graced for it, it's not gonna last.
Uh-huh. And my
So
last question, what are your
mhm.
plans for the future?
So my plans for the future in music or just totally everything.
Everything.
Uh So I'll start with the music, of course, EP album and
Hmm.
letting it go to the nations international, of course, Grammys, fellas. But I want to own my own, my first home.
Hmm.
Um, I want to invest more and own several businesses and just, grow in the marketplace, as well as the kingdom place. That's just simple for me.
And now
Yeah.
tell the viewers where they can find you, on
So you,
social media, and
yep.
where
So
can they
you,
find Move?
So you guys can find me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Alex Sayles, AlexSayles. And I kept it simple so that way everybody can find me. It won't be no trouble. You can find Move on all digital platforms, wherever you buy your music: Spotify, Apple Music,
Hmm.
Google Play, Tidal. It's
Hmm.
all over. You can also go on Bandcamp at alexsales.bandcamp.com, and it's definitely on there as well. YouTube as well.
That's awesome, Alex. I just want to say thank you so much for
Thank
accepting the
you.
invitation. I was so happy you came on
Yes.
today. This has been an awesome interview, and I
Thank
thank you all
you.
for tuning in. And I encourage y'all to come back next week for another episode of the Keiwear Show. You can find me on all social media platforms and on the internet. My information will be listed on the screen, as well as Alex Sells. You'll find her information on the screen as well. And listen, always remember that Keiwear is the key to knowledge. God bless you. Love you.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Jason Hendrickson, and you're watching the Keiwear Show.
Thank you, 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 thank you,